So we're in the process of creating some solar jars. We're using some Hampton Bay cheap solar lights. These are real low-end lights, and we had to do a few steps to get these to work. This is the final status of one of these after we've done most of the work on it. From here we're just going to attach it onto the inside of this ball-lid jar that we've cut a square into. Let me take you through the steps of what we did. You take off this piece. We're not going to use this. We thought about maybe sticking this into the jar, making a nice pattern. Instead we decided to frost it. We've seen a lot of frosted jars online, so they look pretty nice. These are pretty easy to take apart. There's 3 screws. Once you take the 3 screws out, you'll find that there's 2 pieces. There's the top piece and some wires connecting it to the bottom piece where the light and battery live. All we did is we took a Dremel tool and we cut around the edges of both pieces until they would fit inside of the jar. It can be as small as you want. It's not going to be standing in the jar, although you could make it just large enough so it stops at some point in the jar. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take some clear sealant. This is waterproofing as well, which is nice. And we're going to seal it up into the top, just like that, so that the solar panel appears through the top, and everything else should be hidden underneath the edge of this lip. So if you look up through the bottom, you might see a little bit of this work, which isn't so pretty as you can see. I did find 2 ways to cut through it. The first, we used the Dremel tool with a simple cutting bit. That worked pretty well. For this bottom part, I took some tin snips and just snipped around the edges, and that worked very well for the bottom. I'm going to try it on the top later and see if it'll work there as well. That piece is a little more delicate, and there's some wires in there, so I want to be careful. Tin snips are sort of brutal, and they'll snap through the plastic if you're not careful. So we took some Rust-Oleum white high gloss and painted the top pieces. That should look nice. And we took the Rust-Oleum frosted glass and we're frosting this. It's still drying. It takes about 10 minutes for the frosted look to really appear. As you can see, it looks a little goopy right now. That's all we did. Hopefully, if you guys are interested, you can recreate this fairly easily. There's a lot of different instructions online, but hopefully this gives you another option. Thank you.